Okay, my name is qualified once again because I'm qualified to speak on whatever I'm speaking on when I'm speaking on it. And none everything that I'm saying, nothing is rehearsed, nothing is pre-planned, written down, none of that. All this stuff is off the top. And I'm getting more information as I research and reveal the information to y'all. I have a general topic of this stuff because I done looked into it a little bit for my curiosity, but I ain't go fully in depth. Like, um, God will direct you the right way if you want to be directed the right way. And a lot of y'all think this, think that, whatever, man. I'm gonna show y'all. So in this video, I'm gonna show y'all how numbers doesn't exist, how mathematics doesn't exist, how um uh time doesn't exist, money ain't real, whatever. We all chasing a fake dream. If you're chasing money, of course it's good in the physical world, and of course it means something right now. But at the end of the day, if money was taken away and you study chasing money and feel like this, feel like that, right now, if we went into an apocalypse, what skill do you have, or what do you have to survive for the rest of your life during this apocalypse? If money was snatched away and money have no value, which is coming soon, because money is steadily depreciating. What would you do if money didn't exist? If you ain't got nothing but your hands and your feet, what you gonna do when it come down to doing what you got to do? So, I'm gonna break down and show y'all how math is one of the biggest illusions that there is, and it's a big illusion because a lot of people can't wrap their head around how it's fake or how it doesn't exist, how time is fake and how it doesn't exist, how we're living in a forever going time. There's no such thing as January, February, none of that. There's no such thing as day after this, day after that. There's none of that. It's day by day as we go. And these things are put in place to keep us in place. These things are put here to keep us at a certain level, sort of like the caste system over in ancient Mesopotamia, things like that. So, um, with that being said, let's get started. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start out and show y'all how math doesn't exist and numbers is not real. To what I feel like the only true number that's true to be that exists is the number one. And the reason I feel like the only number that exists is one because one for one reason there's only one God. God is the one and only, and that's where the number one comes from. That's where the one comes from. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it and show y'all how math and time and all the above doesn't exist. Time traveling, people talk about time travel like you sorry to say, man, you stupid if you feel like time traveling exists. There's no such thing as time traveling. There's no such thing. You can't travel from the future to the past. The closest way you can get to time traveling is driving faster in your car. If it say it take you 30 minutes to get there and you get there in 15, you just time travel because it took you made a 30-minute drive turn into a 15-minute drive. Time traveling, airplane. There's no such thing as traveling to the future or traveling to the past in the world that we exist in now. No human can travel in the future or in the past. So get that out your head. That's totally sci-fi. So um let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let me show y'all how numbers don't exist. So I'm gonna go ahead and put down what I know. So I done did a little bit of research. Like I said, I've been reading about ancient Egyptians and Egyptian gods, and because I'm thinking we supposed to follow them. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, and I got a video coming out about the Egyptian gods and goddesses, and how they are not who they say that they are, but they are who they say that they are. And so everything has to be taught from something. Us humans being humans don't know anything. Everything that we know was taught from something, someone, or somebody that has once walked this earth. So let's go and get into it. Now, um, I I don't know how I stumbled across this, but I know um I was looking into some stuff because I was I'm not even sure. This was a while ago, but let me just get into it. So let's look up, where did math come from? Oh, I ain't even typing it. Let's go crazy. And from just by me speaking, I probably done lost a lot of audience already. But if you interested and in tune, man, stay in tune because I'm gonna drop a whole bunch of knowledge and change your whole view if you got an open mind and you really question things out here. And it already got it up. Like it's feeling what I'm thinking and stuff. So it said the AI overview is a computer operated. The earliest evidence of written mathematics come from ancient Mesopotamia, specifically the Sumerian civilization, where they developed a complex counting system around 300 BC. So, a complex counting system, meaning they were humans or whatever, however they came up with it. But the first evidence of math was tallies. 1 1 1 1 slash 1 1 1 1 slash 1 1 1 1 slash. Them were the first, I should say, numbers instead of math. So that's where that comes from, or whatever. Primarily used for administrative purposes like managing grains and weights. This is considered the origin of mathematics as we know it today. That was 300 BC, meaning before Christ, meaning Dark Ages time. And if you don't know what Dark Ages is, like I said, I got a video coming or whatever that's going to explain some things. So let's jump down to the Wikipedia version. The oldest mathematical texts from Mesopotamia and Egypt are from 2000 to 1800 BC. Many early texts mention Pythagorean triples and so by inference. The Pythagorean theorem seems to be the most ancient and widespread mathematical concept after basic arithmetics and geometry. So if you don't know what Pythagorean theorem is, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and that's geometry. That's dealing with the triangles and things like that. So where I get and start going into depth, I'm gonna look up Mesopotamia and Egypt. And a lot of y'all don't know, and a lot of y'all may know, the maps names get changed over time. And Mesopotamia is one of the names that was changed over time. Ancient Mesopotamia is not called Mesopotamia to this day. Mesopotamia name is changed, and it may be like Iraq, Iran, Israel, some stuff like that. I'm not sure, but it's Middle East. Eye for an eye, that's Mesopotamia, where they have things like the caste system, where numbers come from. And the caste system is to keep you in place with where you at. Sort of like America. The rich hang with the rich, the broke hang with the broke, and middle class hang with the middle class. We are in a modern caste system, but it's freely. It ain't like they talk down upon us, but they do. The rich treat you like you ain't nothing, but it ain't nothing but you just having a little couple dollars. It ain't got nothing to do with what you can do physically. But money can do things, but money only can move a weak minded person. The weak move off money, man. If you a strong minded person, money ain't gonna move you. It ain't no, because you got right now people saying, "Oh, it ain't no amount of money to make me do a song with a snitch." But you would do you You would do some other stuff for $1,000, $1,000,000, or whatever, whatever. Man, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb. You sticking to the wrong morals for some paper money. You shaming a person livelihood for some paper money when at the end of the day, when his money is erased, you probably run to that person for help because that person has the skills and ability to get out of a hurtful situation. But let's look up let's look up Mesopotamia. What is and where is Mesopotamia? So let's look that up first of all. Everybody know where Egypt is, and once again, we're gonna see how deep mathematics go because mathematics actually in astrology and time all comes from the ancient Egyptian gods. So let's look up Mesopotamia though, and we're gonna see how far it is from Egypt. So let's get a Google page up and get on here and get Mesopotamia up. Bam. Mesopotamia. This is an old map. Mesopotamia. So Mesopotamia was Babylon. Let's get it up on the maps. And Babylon was the so-called America now, is what they say. Whatever whatever these theorists want to say. Well, Iraq and Baghdad. I guess Baghdad is the capital of Iraq. Iraq is ancient Mesopotamia. So that's where they used to do eye for an eye. That's where they still doing eye for an eye. It's war. It's always been war in the Middle East. And when that time come, it won't be war in the Middle East. But Iraq is ancient Mesopotamia. So mathematics come from Mesopotamia and Egypt. So, but Egypt travels further than Mesopotamia. Egypt runs deeper than Mesopotamia because Egypt has goes back to the Egyptian gods, and the Egyptian gods was way back early BC, latest BC. So let's go ahead and get up the Egyptian gods. And like I just go ahead and type it. I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but I already know because I done did a little bit of this. But I just Googled which Egyptian god taught mathematics. Which Egyptian god taught math? All math, all math comes from somewhere. All teachings come from somewhere. It didn't come from us because we're just now here. Or the humans been here. But I'm saying we don't know anything. We didn't. Eve didn't know to not eat the apple, but you weren't supposed to eat off the tree, but she still ate it. So humans do humanly things. So which Egyptian god got the house shaking and quaking? It's out there thunderstorming. And let's see if so. Even if you still following, if what I'm saying is wrong, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be no Egyptian god that taught math. And the Egyptian gods were here way back. Hence the word gods when there's only one God, right? So if what I'm saying is true, there would not be an Egyptian god that taught math. Math will come from some human that just was thinking in brainstorming in his room and came up with it. So bam, look at it. Thoth. Thoth. Some of y'all ain't even heard of this. It's a lot of Egyptian gods y'all ain't heard about. And like I said, I got a video coming on that. Boom. Let's go ahead and get into it. According to the Egyptian mythology, the god Thoth is considered the Egyptian god who taught mathematics, as he associated with knowledge, writing, science, and the moon, and was credited with inventing various fields of study, including arithmetic, geometry, Pythagorean theorem, and astronomy. So ask yourself that. Who invented the telescope? They say Galileo. Man, Galileo didn't invent a telescope. Galileo stumbled upon a telescope. These, first of all, white people love to conquer something that's not theirs. They love to take credit for something that's not theirs. They love to be in control when they don't have no power. But I ain't a racist or none of that. It's just what I see. I'm not saying all white people, but I'm just saying. So let's go ahead and get the Wikipedia view because I'm assuming that this Wikipedia right here. Oh, it's not Wikipedia. It's Egyptian Museum. Toth. So somewhere this is real. It's writings on the wall. Somewhere this is real. It's writings on the wall right here. This image. I can't even highlight it, but somewhere this is real. Whether you think it's astrology, whether you think it's mythology or not. If it was mythology, how's there proof of things around? If it's a myth, then a myth means it's fake. If this is a myth, why can I go to a tomb somewhere and I see writings on the wall of someone that's supposedly a myth? Anyways, Thoth was the ancient Egyptian keeper of the mysteries. He was the god of moon, sacred texts, mathematics, the sciences, magic, messenger, and recorder of deities. Recorders, recorder of the gods. Deities means godly spirits or whatever, whatever, or whatever. Deities doesn't sound like a holy word, right? Master of knowledge and patron of scribes. So who wrote the Rosetta Stone? The Rosetta Stone is supposedly written in scribes, whatever, whatever. So it says Thoth, man. So let's go ahead and get into Thoth. Let's look up Thoth. Thoth. I don't know how you pronounce that. Let's get a Google page up on Thoth. And this gonna knock a lot of y'all back, man. In order to go forward, you gotta go back to your history and figure out some things. It's mighty funny. Black people can barely trace back who their great grandmother is, but white people can go back thousands of centuries and see when they granddaddy settled in America, coming from England or Ireland, and his dad owned land over there. But when it comes to black people, you can't find nothing past the so-called slave trade. Look it up. You can't even find. So let's go ahead and get taught up. Let's go ahead and go to Wikipedia. Like I said, once again, weed in, weed out. Not only that, I have the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This is what gets me. This is what got me onto this stuff because I thought the Egyptians were good. The Egyptian gods were good. Toth, skipping down to is Toth is an Egyptian ancient. I mean, is an ancient Egyptian deity. In art, he was often depicted as a man with the head of an abyss or baboon. Animals sacred to him. Animals sacred to him. What? And then what? Animals sacred to him. His feminine counterpart was Shishat. His wife was Ma'at. He was the god of the moon, wisdom, knowledge, writing, hieroglyphs, science, magic, art, and judgment. I'm gonna stop there on that. Boom. He taught mathematics. Boom. I'm not sure. I mean, yes, the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch. I have the book of Enoch. I ain't read the whole thing, but I read a couple pages out of it. The book of Enoch is one of the lost books of the Bible. The book of Enoch talk about the fallen angels that came down to earth and taught things to humans that were not supposed to be taught. Math was one of them. Time falls in math. Time, I mean, science goes deep. Science supposedly ain't supposed to be taught, obviously. Knowledge, I'm not sure, like, I'm not sure where they going with that. Wisdom, I'm not sure where they're going with that. The moon, I can see where they're going with that because astrology and all of the above. Like, we're not supposed to know some of the things that we know. It may sound funny, but stay with me. So I'm gonna give you a comparison. If I run a colony of people, right, and I'm telling my people there's no such thing as a number two, three, four, five. The only number to exist is one. And while I'm telling this story, let me go ahead and get up Greek, Greek, cause Greek, Roman, whatever, cause Mesopotamia is Greek-like or whatever, whatever. The English language comes from the Greek alphabet. The alphabet that we follow comes from the Greek alphabet. So, and this is something that I know because I done did a little this and that, and I'm gonna show you how this stuff ain't no coincidence. So, if I got a colony of people and I'm telling them numbers don't exist and the only number to exist is one because God is the one and only, and then I got another person that comes in, but I got tallies. We count my tallies, bam, 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 bam. We counting on tallies. But but I got a person that comes in my town telling me and telling my town people there is numbers, there is this, there is that. He teaching math. He got everybody mind wondering, everybody looking at me like I don't know this, know that. Now you opening everybody's eyes to something that they didn't see. Now you teaching other religions because they feeling like it's other things. Now people teaching their own religions because they saying that it's this and that. They feeling like I'm wrong, I'm this, I'm that, and I could be wrong. But if you teach somebody something else, it opens their eyes to another thing. So by more than one number being taught, by two, three, four, five, and all the above, by all of them numbers being taught, it lets you know there it opens the possibilities to other religions. So now you got other religions out here when all of those religions are based off one religion. Like I said, God is the one and only. That is the one and only number. One is the only number to exist. So, boom, we got that. I said Greek. Let me get Greek up real quick. Let me get the Greek alphabet up. Let's get a Google page. Greek alphabet. We got the Greek. Does this look familiar? Does this look familiar? Boom. Omega. Omega is a symbol used widely everywhere. Sororities, fraternities, dollar bills, um, certain buildings, certain subliminal signs in movies and this and that, blah blah. So so let's okay. Let me go ahead and get break the definition down of omega. Omega, uppercase, lower, blah blah. Ancient Greek. Omega is an ancient Greek letter, and it's still used in the current Greek alphabet. So it's it's the 24th and last letter in the Greek alphabet. In the Greek numeric system, blah blah, it has a value of 800. The word literally means great O, as opposed to Omicron, blah blah. Whatever, whatever. Omega, the real meaning of Omega is the one and only, the beginning and the end. Omega is one and only, the beginning and the end. That's why it's on a dollar bill. The one and only, the beginning and the end. Whatever, whatever. Take it how you want it. I was trying to look up and see that if I seen that in that definition, but I didn't see it. Like I didn't learn this because I done took a little bit of electricity, man, and somehow electricity deals with a lot of numbers, but Electricity also deals with the Greek alphabet. Ask yourself that. Why does mathematics tie into an alphabet? How does mathematics tie into an alphabet? It doesn't make sense. It makes sense when you on common terms just to get by. But when you start questioning this stuff, it does not make sense, man. How can I put letters and words and symbols with math? It doesn't make sense. How does pi equal 3.14? Also, I was watching a movie. They say numbers don't lie. So you should never be ever to able to come up with an error on a calculator. The square root of -1 equals what? Error. Also, if one if numbers are real, it should break down in the real world. How can I make a -1? How can I get negative dollars when I got a pocket full of money? If I give you my money, I'm not in the negative. I can't go back on something I don't have. How can you make a negative amount of money? How can you make a negative amount of time? You can't go back on something you don't have. How can I go to -5 o'clock? You can't do that. Math don't exist. How does time only go up to 60 seconds in 60 minutes? I mean, an hour, whatever. How does 1 equal 60, but in a dollar world, 99 equals 1? 99 pennies make a dollar, 99 cent, whatever, however you want to say it. $99 equals 100. How, like, make common terms to that. Make common term, but like I said, once again, money is held to the gold value. So if dollars is held to the gold standard, how much does a gold bar supposedly cost? They give you a fake price on that, but how much does it is it worth in the real world? Gold has no value. It has a it has a gold has a spiritual and um I can't get the right word out, but gold is valuable to us. We need gold. We should have gold. We should probably intake gold. Notice this. Ain't nobody ever told you not to digest gold. A lot of y'all out here with all this jewelry, this and that, don't even know why you wearing it. Talking about this and that, our ancient blah blah. Man, they was they was taking that gold. They was drinking that gold, using that gold. Gold don't break down. So they had the gold around them, Egyptian gods and stuff, because they didn't want to cherish their body. They didn't want to get old. They didn't want to do this, didn't want to do that. Why you think all the Egyptian gods are buried in gold? Ain't no human being. It may be some people with some money out here buried in gold caskets and stuff, but ain't no man, name a person you know back then or any in this time now buried in gold. 100% pure gold. Pure gold. Gold don't don't tarnish or whatever. So gold stores. Gold is a good conductor. You learn that in electricity. Gold is the best conductor. Not only is gold the best conductor, gold seals. So if I locked you in a box of gold, ain't no getting out anytime soon or no way possible. Cause it don't it may you can may melt it or whatever, but you ain't gold captures, gold holds. So I'm kind of tying into the Egyptian video, but I ain't even gonna do it. But let's get off gold. I'm on math. So let's Google time. Let's get up in time now. We on time. I just did a little on that. I ain't gonna go in depth on the numbers and stuff, but I done did as much as I could. So let's get on time. Where does time come from? Time also comes from the Egyptian gods and goddesses. Let's Google time. And man, like I said, bash me if you want. I'm here to take the bashing. And if you gonna bash me, back it up with your proof, man. Come with some hard proof and facts. 'Cause this off the head, and I'm hitting on top of it, and I can still go in depth further with what I'm doing, man, with my research. I'm just trying to open your eyes to put something in your brain for when it's time comes. Cause man, somebody gotta wake us up. Somebody gotta save the people. Somebody gotta save souls. You can't be dirty and bad forever. You can't be like this. You can't be the way you are forever. So the operational definition from Wikipedia states that time is created from a certain number of repetitions in a standard cycle event. Sounds like time comes from one, 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 one. Okay, we're gonna cut it there. That's an hour. One, 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 one. But man, these Egyptian gods and goddesses, so called minds are advanced, more advanced than ours. If they buried in gold, they got the pyramids up, they got writings on the wall that still can't be understood today. People don't even know how the walls is written in today, and they still up strong. People don't know how the pyramids was built, and they still up strong. People don't even know how the sarcophagus was made that they're in, and they still up strong. And they was supposed to be thousands and thousands of years ago, but they still up thriving strong to this day. So math, like I said, all this stuff is beyond us, man. It's beyond us. And we all here chasing some stuff we ain't even supposed to be chasing. We supposed to be chasing each other instead of some numbers. Numbers lie. Numbers lie. Tell me what's a tangent and a cosine. What how does tangent, cosine, how does tangent and cosine have you ever used the tangent and cosine button on the calculator? If you ain't never used the tangent and the cosine button on the calculator, don't even argue with me about this. 'Cause you don't even know what those even represent, mean, or even you don't even know why you would use those. So if you ain't never used them buttons or don't even know what I'm saying, man, don't even try to argue with me on this stuff. So let's get up on time, man. And this goes back to the Egyptian mythology days, so called. If it goes back to the Egyptian mythology days, how in the world we going off time right now? Everybody love to say the who they say made the calendar, we going off the Mayan, man, get up out of here. We ain't going off no Mayan calendar. We going off the Mayan calendar and this and that. The world's supposed to end man, get up out of here. If the world's supposed to end in 2012, how is the calendar still going? Who's creating the calendar? They got a date when they feel like they want to end and stuff, and it didn't come from no Mayans. They probably updated it. I don't know how they name time tied into it. So let's go on to this side. Religion, we can't even click mythology. Let's click religion. Man, taking us somewhere else. It's a time is the continued sequence of existence in events that occur and apparently irreversible, meaning you can never time travel because you can't reverse it. Succession from the past through the present and into the future. Up. It is a component quantity of various measurements used to sequence events, meaning used to catch that event. So at 7 o'clock, it's going to be a party. At 8:30, you finna go to bed. That's used to catch that sequence. To compare, it's based time right now is putting us in order. Because if time wasn't here, we all be doing our own thing. We wouldn't be worried about going to sleep. We wouldn't be worried about this. We wouldn't be worried about that. We'll be doing what we do. But time is here to put us and capture us and enslave us, man. We are slaves to time. Time ain't slave to nobody because time don't exist. We are slave to something that does not exist, man. Wrap your head around that. So to compare the duration of events or intervals between them and to quantify rates of change and quantities in material reality, blah, 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 blah. Some about some dimension stuff, man. I don't want to hear that dimension stuff. Show me where there's another dimension besides this dimension. I don't want to hear that. This, that. If you ain't never been out of space, I don't want to hear no, I can go to another dimension. I don't want to hear that. That's a part of time travel. The only way you going into another dimension is when you leave this earth. As in, if you can fly out of space, or when your soul leave this earth. There's no time traveling. There's no going to another dimension unless you leave this earth, or so-called maybe the Bermuda Triangle. But how we know that the Bermuda Triangle ain't something that the government put there underground somewhere to warp these hurricanes and this and that? Technology been advanced, way more advanced than what it was when it was. We just catching up on it when they put it out. They putting stuff out that they probably didn't been studying 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Now they want to put out the iPhone 12 when they on iPhone 17 type stuff. They got the iPhone 17 stored in the back, and they just now putting out iPhone 16 while they working on iPhone 19. Cause iPhone 18 got a little tweaks to it. They probably got the PlayStation 7 working on it. PlayStation 6 coming out in 2 years. Come on now. I'm just saying that's this not to be true, but if you think somebody gonna let you know they next step, the left before the right, you stupid. Especially the government. I'm gonna just say it, you're stupid. Time is one of the seven fundamental physical quantities in both the international systems of units and international systems of blah blah. International means worldwide, so the whole world is following this time. So these Egyptian gods put it in place for the whole world to follow. Boom. So let me go on here. Horus is one of the Egyptian gods, man. Like I said, I've been looking up these Egyptian gods. Hour comes from Horus. So let's look up Horus. Let's get him up on Wikipedia, man. Let's see if I can find it on here. But let's see who is Horus. And I'm gonna go more in depth on these Egyptian gods in the Egyptian god video. It's coming soon. Also known as Hor, but it's not pronounced Hor. It's what it. This is an Egyptian name. It's not pronounced Hor. How can you say that? If you know how to read ancient Greek, you can read Egyptian, whatever. So that's a backwards ch. Chur, maybe, but we don't know. We don't know. Don't nobody know how to say that name. So for the sake of this video, we're gonna call him Hor. So an ancient Egyptian is one of the most significant ancient Egyptian deities who served many functions. Most notably as the god of kingship, healing, protection, the sun, and the sky. Sounds like time to me. Sounds like time to me. The sunrise, the sunset. Sounds like time to me. He worshipped from at least the late prehistoric Egypt. And this is Egyptian mythology, but you got all this information on some Egyptian mythology. He worshipped from at least the Egyptian, late prehistoric Egypt unit, the Ptolemaic kingdom in Roman Egypt. Mm, mm. That Roman Egypt just brought some thoughts into my head. Different forms of Horus are recorded in history, and these are treated as distinct gods by Egyptologists. These various forms may be different manifestations of the time multi-layered deity in certain attributes or blah blah whatever whatever whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all in on a secret though. All these Egyptian writings on the walls, them are nothing but scriptures, also rituals. They're writings on the wall depicting what was going on at that time. They're writings on the wall depicting on what they were doing at that time. There are writings on the wall depicting on if you want to do this, this is how you do that. You got to learn how to read this. Like I said, I have the Egyptian Book of the Dead. What you think is in there? What you think is in there? I don't know why I got the book thinking that I thought something else was in there, but what you think is in the Egyptian Book of the Dead? All these Egyptian gods in there though. All these Egyptian gods are in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. But it lets you know that there are scriptures and rituals in the book. I'm not finna read no ritual. I don't know. I'm not finna read nothing that I don't know what it's doing to me. So boom, 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 man. I don't know if I can get it on here. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna come out on here, but our, as you can see, the significance from it. Hours, our come from him. Hour, 1 hour, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Hour come from him. All everything that's being taught, all of the all of these sororities, fraternities, all that stuff, man. This comes from them. You ain't living right if you following them. I don't know who they bloodlines tied to. That's some that's really hard to trace. That's something that's real hard to trace. Man, I can't really get into it, and I ain't trying to make this video no 2 3 hours long because I'm probably already 30 minutes in. But this may be a to be continued video because I ain't showed y'all where an hour comes from. But I showed y'all who taught mathematics. Take it or run with it if you want. Um, I showed uh I showed the origin of where counting and mathematics come from. It says ancient Egypt. I mean, it said Egypt and Mesopotamia, which is Mesopotamia is Iraq now. Iraq is so destructive and tore up over there. We can't even find things because there's so much war going on over there. We can't really find landmarks and stuff. So most of them landmarks is gone. Most things, most things over in Iraq is torn apart. It's some things that's over there that's still up and that you can learn from, but for the most part, things is tore up over there. Egypt is where a lot of history stands. A lot of this stands thousands of years ago. Egypt is where most of these things come from. A lot of things was taught. Also, Bishop Larry Gators talks about time, how it gets its name, and how it comes after these Egyptian gods. So, if you really want to figure out, if you really want an in-depth video, his video like an hour and something long. If you want an in-depth video on where minutes, seconds, and times come from and get their name from, go to that. But if you like what I'm saying and you want me to go in depth on it, because like I said, I may make a part two to this, because I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and it's getting me off track. I'm seeing other stuff and stuff, so I can go in depth on this hour stuff. But I just brought you that overview. I didn't show you the hour. I ain't pinpoint that hour down, but I just brought you the overview of this, man. So if you still feel like I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever, man, I don't even know what to say. But if you like what this is and what I'm whatever, man, like the video, subscribe to the video, whatever, man. Go ahead, put it out there. Share the video to somebody that you know that'll watch this. You ain't even gotta watch it, man. Just play it, listen to it, drive. You can be riding down the street, man. Put it on the radio. This is all you need to hear. Once you hear something good, it's gonna make you want to watch it. So all you gotta do is listen, man. So once again, my name is Qualified, and I got more videos to come.